Hello, welcome back, everybody, to another military reading. I hope these messages help find you well, help you along your day, and praise you along your way. Today has been crazy. Today's been a crazy Monday. I hope everybody's doing all right, though. Um, for me, it started out well, and then it was weird, and then it was like, all right, okay. And then I started feeling like ascension symptoms. So I was like, I definitely need to do Virgo before the day's over because Virgo has to do I just saw 333, which is interesting because the spread is also on page 333 in the book. But Virgo is about health and healing, right? As I put in the title. And it also has to do with our pets. So I was spending a lot of time with my pets today and doing a little pet spa day as well. So, yeah, I don't know. The energies are weird. I wrote down ascension symptoms. So I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that, but I think for the last 2 days, I've been waking up with ascension symptoms, and the air pressure and temperature has definitely like dropped here where I'm at. So it's like cooler. I don't know if it's pollen or something like that, but I've been getting like allergy like symptoms. But I know just through my own like excuse me through my own spiritual knowledge that like sometimes ascension symptoms can also feel like sick, like sickness, or just like feeling depressed or like sick. Um, so yeah, I don't know if anybody else is experiencing those kind of things, especially if you're not, in my area or whatever on the East Coast. So just let me know. Other than that, I was trying to rest before, coming on here and everything like that. And I kept getting this song Elegantly Wasted by Leon Bridges that was playing. And then I have the radio playing all the time throughout the house. So I have like a stereo playing all the time, and it's the radio. And it's tuned into like my local radio station. And so the song came on the radio. And I had heard it on the radio before, but it was just like, I was like resting and like thinking about the song, and then it came on the radio. So I was like, interesting. So yeah, somebody might need to look up that song. Okay, I looked it up. The lyrics are really interesting. Um, oh, interesting. I put in Leon Bridges, but it says that the song is by Hermanos Gutierrez. Okay, but it's also Leon Bridges, I guess. I don't know, but it says that it's Hermanos Gutierrez. Um, so that could be significant for somebody. But yeah, the lyrics are, she got them pains. Other places I could go. Sometimes I get delusional. The way you play with my head, all the way to my soul. Feel like I'm a loser's boy. Oh, oh, show me how to taste it. Money's got me wasted, elegantly wasted. Well, we gotta pace it. We don't want to waste it, elegantly wasted. I love the wine, another rose, the heart of El Paso. Mar for winter's cold, you taste like candy on the tongue, flavor to flavor in my bones, floating on your tone, you and me at home. I never want to let you go, want to let go, never want to stay away too long. So I don't know if this is like another energy around you. Like, I mean, obviously it's another energy around you. It could be you as well. I don't know. Thinking about somebody else, but it feels like it could be a past person or like a new person. I'm not sure. Something about Mexico or El Paso, Texas could be significant as well. Um, Also, I wrote just a few things down. It doesn't have to resonate. It was just a quick little meditation that I was doing. But yeah, anyway, that song by Leon Bridges was coming through really strong. Then we had Ascension Symptoms, The Color Violet or The Name Violet, Anthony Martin, Clarissa Paul Zamir. And then I was getting cerebellum, I don't know, or cerebral, and then opera, something about the show The Voice, Coyote. I was also thinking about like Wilderness Skills and Joni Mitchell, and then what does that say? Racism. Okay, yeah. And then I was for some reason, oh yeah, because of Joni Mitchell, I was getting racism in other countries or cultures. Okay, So let's just tap in and get some cards for this spread and just see what wants to come out for Virgo. Okay, for the collective. This could resonate also if you have strong Virgo placements. Okay, meaning Virgo in your big three, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North or North Node, Jupiter, Mercury, Mars placements. Okay. What else? Oh, or if you have strong 6th house placements. Okay, so if you have a lot, it doesn't have to be Virgo, but it could be a lot of 6th house placements. Okay. All right. Let's see. For the Virgo energy within the collective, choice at the bottom of the deck. So I have the spread here from my book. I'll be referencing that throughout the reading. We have, oh, thanks. The starting screen is me. Thanks. It's been a boring Monday for me, but I'm glad it was raining and cloudy. I love the cozy rainy vibes. Me too. Yeah, I love a cozy day. It just felt weird. Like I felt like there was so much energy for like the past couple of weeks, honestly, for me, that now that it's like kind of slowed down a little bit, I'm like a little freaked out, but um I'm learning to deal with it, you know? All right, let's see. Virgo. Let me move like right there. Okay. All right, Virgo, what's up? My messages for Virgo. We're gonna get 8 cards out here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like a little sick. Yeah, I'm getting recharge, adaptability. Yeah, so being adaptable to changing, to being adaptable to like recharging. I said changing, but yeah, adaptability towards recharging. Okay, that's definitely what I was needing to do today, right? I had this like impulse the other day, yesterday, to do a spa day and just like really take care of my body. So that could definitely be something. Could be something that is significant. I don't know, I got distracted. Not a lot of things going on right now. My dog's barking. All right, what else? For Virgo, ooh, Mass came out in Capricorn's reading as well, in a different placement. Well, kind of in this row as well. Hecate, there's Capricorn, so you have Capricorn in your chart. Maybe you need to listen to the Capricorn reading. Kali wants to come out in reverse. All right, I'm going to take it upright though. Sagittarius energy. Oh, I was told to flip it. Okay, so reversed. Kali. All right, so Kali is not working to somebody's favor. What else for Virgo? Okay, fulfillment is coming through. I'm like, why are the dogs barking? I'm so sorry. Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, I don't know. Like literally no one's here. Okay. All right, let's see. What else? For Virgo. Ooh, wedding number 22 here. We have 24, 22, 2022, 2024. Could be significant, doesn't have to be. All right, 2 more cards. Yeah, for some reason I'm feeling like, ugh, you know, in this reading right now. Okay, what else? Sacrifice number 18 is coming through. 2018, doesn't have to be. You could be these ages. All right, what else? Oh, that wants to come out. Oof. 26, prisoner? Virgo. What is going on? Should we take it? Number 4 at the bottom of the deck. 27, 28. All right, Virgo. We're going to dive in and see what's going on. So we have the spread here. Virgo, the maiden, August 24th to September 22nd. Okay, so maybe, yeah, you could have a birthday on August 24th. You could have a birthday on September 22nd, or any of these days. Doesn't, or these numbers could be significant in other ways. Okay, we have the fourth here as well. Virgo has to do with efficiency, bringing order to chaos, self improvement, fitness, attention to detail, and health and healing. Okay, so let's see. Card one, what worries you about your health or that of a loved one? All right, we have recharge. So, something here that worries you about your health or a loved one is the ability to recharge. Okay, this fire moon. Black moon has to do with eight, number eight. So, that could be also significant for you. But yeah, something about feeling going dormant, like, and maybe not using all of your energy or like putting all your time and energy into one thing, or overly um, expending yourself. Okay, there's something here about that. That usually comes through very heavily in Virgo readings, is, that perfectionist quality within Virgos keeps us, going until we're burnt out and just like have nothing left to give. Okay, so there could be something here that you're concerned about within your health, or that worries you within your health or somebody else's health. About, do you take time to recharge? Are you ever going to like take a minute and stop? You know what I mean? You could also be concerned about an employee, an employee, okay, or colleagues, or a animal's health, okay, because the sixth house also rules animals, and also work, okay, with other people, like being of service, okay, to other people, whether you work in a service type of industry, whether that's like a medical industry, a food industry, or something of that sort. You could be worried about somebody here's like health, okay, or somebody here that you take care of, okay, or taking care of something. It has to do with, there's a worry about, am I taking care of what I need to? Am I taking care of myself well? Or is this person, or, you know what I mean? Or possibly, how am I being of service to other people? Am I doing that well? Am I balancing that out for myself well? Like taking care of myself and other things and other people. Okay. And then we have card number two. What are the actual and hidden obstacles to good or better health, which is adaptability? So the actual obstacles are you being adaptable, okay, possibly to and we have the wedding underneath there, which is Capricorn, Saturn, and Venus energy. So this could be, again, being adaptable within your career and your image of how you hold yourself to a certain standard, right? And making sure that that standard is, obviously your standard that you can be happy with for yourself, but, you know, also giving you time to, feel healthy and secure, and just like, you know what I mean? Like an actual healthy person. We don't want to set ourselves to such a standard where it's just like overwhelming and stressful, because stress is the number one killer, and just bad for your body, to be under bad stress. Okay. So there's something here about adaptability within um, this being a hidden obstacle for you. Okay. If you're resonating with this message, or if you feel as though this message is for you. All right. Um, all right. I'm going to read from these two cards, and then we'll clarify, and we'll keep moving on through the cards. So yeah, we have recharge, okay? And this is talking about what worries you about your health or that of a loved one, okay? Recharge. Moon and Aries. The inaction of this period can produce extreme and aggressive reaction. You are inclined to force open doors that inevitably lead you nowhere, until finally you are prepared to accept the need to rest. So there could be an energy of somebody here around you, or you really fighting tooth and nail to be seen, to be heard, to get something to be acknowledged, when really, when people are angry or lashing out in that kind of type of way, or possibly even now, maybe Virgo, if you're experiencing this, people kind of lashing out at you, it's because they're jealous of how you take care of yourself. Okay, really, honestly. And you could be worried, like, genuinely worried, like, oh, like, are you okay? And then people are like freaking out on you, lashing out and all these different things. But that's because you're in this stabilized energy, okay? Or people could be perceiving you in this stabilized energy, a recharged energy, where you have energy, or, you're feeling good, you're feeling yourself, you're getting things done, checking things off of your to-do list or whatever. And there could be other people who are seeing this and just lashing out at you. I don't know why. But, somebody could have a moon in Aries or a fire moon. It doesn't have to be, but there could be other energies that are used to seeing you dormant, or not moving as quickly, not changing and alchemizing energies, because that's also what eight is about, right? From the head to the earth, the sky to the earth, being able to alchemize those energies. So yeah, there could be energies that are like, why is Virgo, you know, basically filling themselves. I don't know. All right. So, Moon in Leo. Without a creative project to exhibit with the moon in this sign, you feel downhearted. Leo needs to be seen to be doing something great. Yeah. So, again, these are people who really need to be seen, and have no conception of recharging, resting, rejuvenating themselves. It's always go, 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 go. What's next? What am I missing? Where do I need to be? What's the next hottest thing that I need to be doing? Or going to, or whatever it is. And I feel like, again, you're not really in that rat race. And that could be something that people are starting to resent about you. Interesting. Moon in Sagittarius. This is a time when you are torn between illusion and reality. The need to withdraw into yourself to acquire new energy conflicts with your desire to be somewhere else. Yeah. So, okay, yeah, this is another thing as well within the collective, and the ascension symptoms and the shifts that we're seeing collectively is that you could feel fine within this recharge, rest, rejuvenation energy, and it actually boosts you. It actually gives you the confidence here to go out and do the things, you know what I mean, that other people do when at a low, like not at a low level, but with low energy, in a sense of like, they're on their last leg, but they're still out there doing da da da, you know what I mean? But you take the time to recharge and come back more vibrant, more, better, and take the time away to, miss a few things, or not go to a few events, or really just hone in on your craft or whatever it is that you're doing. And there's other people who never do that. Okay. So to get to a point where they're burnt out, now they're lashing out at you because they don't have the energy to go out and do these things and network and blah, 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 blah. Or they don't have the time to sit down and take care of themselves and wash their hair and have a spa day or whatever it is. Right. So you have people who are going to resent you for that, basically. Okay. And you could be really just honestly concerned, like, hey, like, and they're just like, oh God, like, how dare you? Okay, you could be definitely experiencing that. I know I am. Okay, I have Virgo in my chart. Let's see. What is the adaptability? Let's see what adaptability is all about. Oh, guys. Okay, we have adaptability coming through, which talks about what are the actual hidden obstacles to good or better health, and that's adaptability. And um, I feel like you do this really well, right? And there could be an energy of like perfectionism. Okay, there is a slight perfectionism still towards you. You need to be adaptable, towards helping yourself and helping other people. Okay, so let's see. Moon in Gemini, there is a much there is much movement, both physical and mental, during this time. You will probably be involved in a business trip or two in the process of developing the original idea. So you need to be adaptable to how some kind of idea that you're trying to get off the ground is going to go, especially if you're coming out of a state of rest, or you're needing to go into a state of rest to, rejuvenate these ideas and get yourself motivated again. Okay, Moon in Libra, there will be a need to carry out the idea in partnership with someone else. If you can find the right person, they will give you the confidence to proceed further. So yeah, maybe there was somebody who wanted you to conform to a certain ideal of how to do something, and that wasn't jiving with you. You know what I mean? You were like, I need to recharge. I can't just be working like a horse, 24/7, 365 days of the week. I'm taking a break. I'm doing this or whatever. And so that could have caused a fissure in some kind of relationship as well. With the Moon in Libra, that you are needing to, move around and find other people who to collaborate with who are going to be on that same wavelength as you. You know what I mean? And or uh open to doing the work while you're resting, and vice versa, right? So there's something about that. And then we have Moon in Aquarius. During this time, the idea is rationalized and preparation is made for the presentation. New ways are sought to communicate an original concept. So yeah, I don't know. This is something here that the obstacle is possibly that the people around communicating with you, could not have, um, what's the word that I'm looking for? Encouraged, yeah, supported or encouraged you to like be empowered in your rest, right? And this could just be society in general. Like they don't empower people to rest. We always think, oh, I'm lazy, I'm unproductive, oh, I'm procrastinating, oh, da 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 da. And there is a fine line, you know what I mean? You can't just like always rest, but it is like a sense of, even if you just like chill for a minute, it's like, oh God, I'm losing money, like, or something like, just like the scarcity mindset. And I feel like that could be something here that you're also trying to be adaptable to when it comes to, moving forward, especially with your concepts, um, and business and all that type of stuff, creative projects, etc. Yeah. So the next card we have is the Maps with 24. What advantages, opportunities will make good, better health possible? Wow. And then we have the Mass coming through. That's really interesting. Okay. Capricorn, Aquarius, cusp energy. We have Mercury here. So, And then we have Kali coming out, Sagittarius in reverse, when it comes to what alternatives need to be considered or choices made in view of the uncertainties caused by the opposition of Pisces. So somebody could have 12th house placements, strong 12th house placements. They could have strong Neptune placements as well. Okay. So what I'm getting from that is that's really interesting that the mask is here. Isn't that Darrow? Oh, yeah. Darrow, I do the sign readings whenever I want to. I did a couple, I will be doing fire sign check-ins. So if you are looking to get a fire sign check-in reading, um, stick around. Give me a follow and you'll know when I go live. Okay? So somebody's hiding something. Interesting. Hey. Thanks. Thanks for being here, Retro. Interesting. I'm really like drawing a blank here. It says the mansion reveals adverse, unusual, or unexpected talk. So the advantage is to not. Okay, so there's something here. Somebody could be lying or concealing some kind of information, or somebody could be lying about their health, some kind of health information, especially if you work with this person. Okay, you could also be advantages and opportunities to this could be like you unmasking people who are, I don't know, overly maybe, I don't know. I don't This is kind of sensitive what's coming through right now. I don't know how to say this. There could be something about doing something differently with your health, right? Doing more innovative things with your health. Maybe doing things that people don't really do. I don't know, to take care of themselves. I'm not saying that this has to be you, but maybe you have been reticent about doing, trying medicinal things, trying other therapy, excuse me, other therapies. This could be somebody around you who's just very like, this could also just be something here. Hmm. This could also just be something here about ascension symptoms, okay? Or like secret, hidden, not secret, but hidden like health issues could be also, doesn't have to be you, but there could be some kind of hidden health issues. These could be hidden enemies. There could be also resources that you possibly haven't been able to access, okay, when it comes to your health. So there could be something like that, right? Resources that had been masked or hidden from you, or maybe that you are just learning about, or like, oh, I could take advantage of this because of my insurance or something like that, right? Um, yeah, I feel like that's a better way of framing it um, than what I was gonna say. But yeah, so let's see. And then we have Kali, which is coming through. Oh, Sagittarius energy. If you fight, you will have to pay the price. So I feel like with Kali coming out in reverse, something about December is significant, but it says Sagittarius searches for the ultimate truth no matter how or where it is to be found. This is coming out in reverse. So yeah, I feel like you maybe didn't know, or somebody didn't know the truth about some kind of like holistic or medicinal therapies or health things that they could be doing for themselves. And are now opening up to that, okay? Whether it's you or somebody around you, right? Maybe these were people who, when you're in this recharge adaptability energy and you're doing your self-care, you're doing your medicinal things and all this stuff, and you come back better and, pushing your projects further or whatever it may be. And also like dealing with any kind of perfectionism that comes up, I feel like there's other energies that are kind of looking at you and thinking like, oh shit, I could have changed. I was wearing a mask, not believing in this person's, whatever advice or whatever you told when people asked you like, oh, what do you do to keep motivated or whatever, you know what I mean? And you give people advice or something like that, or you say, oh, I do this and da da da. These people didn't want to believe that or see that as um like valid, you know what I mean? Like they didn't want to validate, oh, that's how this person like keeps motivated. Like, wow, that's great. Right? Something like that. Okay. Sorry if that was confusing. All right, let's move on. um the fifth card talks about the unexpected factor, okay? Fulfillment. Wow. Okay, the unexpected factor is that you are going to feel fulfilled after this, okay? Even if you and I feel like that's new, especially for Virgo energy. I feel like Virgos have a hard time like settling as well into fulfillment, which is why it could be a real feat for you to have gotten to this point, if you have Virgo in your chart or if this is just resonating in general. But Virgos are perfectionists, right? Like they really, they don't feel at home unless they are of service to other people, unless they feel that their skills are being acknowledged and all these type of things, right? And that they're doing everything to the best of the best, right? Which can also lead to procrastination, all these type of different things, okay, for Virgos. But we have fulfillment here, which is the unexpected factor, which is that doing this recharge and being adaptable, okay, to finding, what were we talking about there? We were talking about like being adaptable to, again, like allowing different opinions in or something like that. Um, I don't know. I'm getting like kind of a split energy. I feel like why it's really confusing for me to get these to get through this, because I feel like it's like you, but also other people who are like, it's just like the energies are weird. Then we have six. The key to a new approach is the wedding, which is really interesting with number 22 here. Hmm. Hmm. Because this is Capricorn energy. Because the number 22 is about conformity, okay? Doing things that are expected of you, whatever that may look like. Hold on one second. Let me see something. What's going on? Oh. Sorry about that. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so the key to this approach is the wedding card, which is really interesting. Yeah, so again with the adaptability in this card, it's like you could be pushing other people to be adaptable to like this recharging energy. Again, I'm getting like that alchemizing energy, so this could be something that you are of service to, okay? Especially if you are going through a spiritual initiation or ascension. You're also transmuting and helping like tether in and transmute and alchemize these energies within spaces that you're or people that you are intermingled with, okay? So there's a lot of transmutation and like um ascension symptoms that are going on right now that you could be experiencing and other people could be experiencing, but because they're not as adaptable to these like spiritual therapies, we'll say, there could be a sense of like backlash or outlashing, like lashing out at you, okay, for doing like being able to do this. Okay, so we have sacrifice and prison here as the last two cards, which is crazy, all right, because this is the ideal outcome is some kind of sacrifice, and then the actual outcome is prison, okay, prisoner. So we're gonna get into that, we're gonna see, but I'm gonna clarify the energies. I feel like it took me a million years to get through that, so thanks for being here. um let's see for Virgo. But yeah, I'm gonna do Taurus next, and then I don't know, Taurus next, and then what? Maybe I'll roll the die and see what other signs I should do. Because I feel like I started with the fire signs last time I did check-ins. Let's see. Clarify recharge here for the Virgo energy. Ooh, okay. Ooh, the moon. Recharge the moon. Yeah, so something here is going on with the moon here. Virgo. We have the Page of Cups, the Devil, and the Hermit with the Death at the bottom of the deck. Okay, Scorpio, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Oof, that is some heavy energy. Hold on, what is today? Is today the new moon, everybody? Yeah, so there could be, hold on, let me see. Oh, almost, basically. Tomorrow? Tomorrow, the new moon? No, Saturday, okay. Almost, we're almost there. The new moon is going to be in Leo. Okay, happy birthday, Leos. But yeah, we have the moon and recharge out here. Okay, somebody could have a fire sign moon. Could be Leo moon. Doesn't have to be. But like we were saying, there's an energy here of these people feeling very afraid. There's an energy of people feeling very afraid about this recharge energy or being able to slow down. Okay, and there's something about you, Virgo, that is triggering other people, or your ability to heal, restore, rest, rejuvenate yourself. There's something about that people are resenting. Okay, and it's really just a fear within them because they feel they have not done that work to get out of the rat race of the matrix and be like, oh, if I'm not doing anything, then I'm lazy and I'm worthless and I'm not fun and I don't have friends and all these different things, feeling all these different fears coming up when recharge is really what is needed. Right. Wait, really? It's on the 23rd, the new moon. I'm looking at my calendar right now and it's, yeah, the 23rd is Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. So Saturday 23rd is the new moon. But yeah, there's something here that through basically this whole week is going to be, it's about rest, recharge, and understanding what's going on at a deeper level, subconscious level. Okay, and the people who are not able or feel as though they're not able to really look into that and do that work are going to, oh, and that's really interesting because on the moon card I wrote down coyote in my channeled messages. In the moon card there's a dog and a coyote, and then as soon as I started the reading, one of my dogs started barking like at nothing. Okay, so something between the coyote and the dog. So the dog is the domesticated quote unquote canine and the coyote is the wild canine, which is really interesting because it wasn't actually my dingo that was barking, and he's the wild canine that's closer to a coyote. He was the one who was just kind of sitting there being quiet, and then my other dog, that's a more domesticated breed, was barking at like nothing, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I don't know, there's something here like going on with that. Yeah, something like that. They're about to start barking again. I'm sure of it. Okay. We have adaptability. Let's clarify that. Clarify adaptability. There they are. That's my dingo. So, all right, let's see. Adaptability. Clarify adaptability for Virgo. The Page of Cups, again. The Ace of Wands, the Fool, at the bottom of the deck. Jeez, hold on. Let me mute it. The dog is now responding to the reading. Thanks. Thanks for the follow. No, no, huh? Oops. I just clicked it. I don't know what it did. All right. Hey, Robin. Thanks for being here again. Okay, guys. Ugh. I'm sorry about the dogs barking. I don't know if it's loud or not. I don't know how it sounds through the stream. But yeah, adaptability. Then we have the Page of Cups here. It says, in the position, advises you to study the best way to be of service. Wow, service. That's literally what we were talking about. So being able to be adaptable to be of service to other people as well. And how you do things, how you rejuvenate, how you recharge, okay? People like want to know this, but at the same time it's like they resent you for knowing this. It's interesting. Strive to discern what would give more pleasure, comfort, and emotional security, then provide it. Understand that what is happening has little or nothing to do with you personally. Exactly. If people are lashing out at you now because of this, they're them not knowing how to adapt to this recharging energy and this ascension energy. It's also, oh my God, I'm also getting, it's people being like afraid and upset and fearful because they didn't make it through the the portal, the Lionsgate portal. So now people are like knocking on your door, you know what I mean? Um, the best way you can do is to offer support and listen closely. Make sure you understand what is needed and serve the situation with loyalty. Look at individuals around you as the embodiment of the divine and try to fulfill each one's needs. Be unconcerned with the outcome. Later, you will understand why you need to be in this position. So there's something here. Yeah, you're meant to be in this position. I feel like it'd be also very foreign for you to step into kind of like faking something in a way. Like, I don't want to say like being of service for you would be faking it, but like being able to offer service to other people that doesn't maybe feel natural to you. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like I feel like maybe could be like offering your service in an untraditional way. I don't know, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be like you actually like taking care of somebody like physically, but it could be um you doing something untraditionally that is helping people and in an untraditional way for you. Okay, if that makes sense. Okay, so like for me, maybe I'm used to um like just for example, I'm used to coming on here and reading to you guys as like my service to the spiritual community and doing what I love to do, but maybe I'm meant to be doing like at this time this for somebody else or something else in a different way so that it's reaching other people. I don't know, so something like that. Oh, okay, thanks. The barking isn't loud. Okay, great. Um, so yeah, the Ace of Wands, it's really going to free you and also help other people just like feel lighter in whatever this dense energy that we're working through this week. Because it feels dense already for me. Yeah, the sun. I don't know about you, but I just saw 4141. That could be significant, which is 5-5. So let's clarify mask in the position of what advantages, opportunities will make good or better health possible. Clarify the mask. What is this about? The Seven of Cups. Again, confusion. Confusion. Um, mm. Ooh, you know what I got? There could be something here with the mask here, because that was really throwing me off. um, so like I was saying with the last example of being adaptable to being of service and possibly doing something in a different way that maybe you're not even used to either, but it has like, you're using your skills. Um, there could be something here, and then me using me as an example on Twitch, where you are doing something, but it's not your name attached to it, right? With the mask, it's like you could be doing something, but it's not you. You know what I mean? It's like you're in the background, if that makes sense, because I'm getting this at the bottom of the deck with the World, the Chariot, the Magician, and the Three of Pentacles. Um, so I don't know, take that as it resonates, but yeah, especially if you are using your skills to do something different or in a different arena, space, something like that for different people, or you know what I mean, where you're not necessarily used to. It's like It might be under somebody else's name, or it might be for something that you're not necessarily used to doing. So it could feel foreign to you, okay, with the mask here. You could also be looking at different options, like I was saying before, of, taking care of your body, um, maybe taking different medication, doing different herbal remedies, okay, something like that. Okay, what else with mask? But I'm definitely getting it could definitely have to do with your career as well, like balancing that out. Okay, clarified mask. Oop, the devil in reverse wanted to pop out. Okay, the magician at the bottom of the deck. Should we take it? The devil in reverse. Let's take it. Clarified Kali in reverse. Oop, that's a lot. Okay, nope, the world. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay. The Fool, again, at the bottom. Aquarius, Aries energy. All right, let's see. We have the Devil in reverse. With the mask. That's Capricorn. So Capricorn really strong in this reading. Capricorn, Aquarius, you could need to listen to the Capricorn reading. I like the Capricorn reading. That was really good. So yeah. So we have the Devil in reverse. Suggests that you are enjoying creating chaos and resistance for no particular positive reason. You sense your sense of humor could be a bit twisted. Your motive may be vengeance, or you are simply being an irritant. The juvenile prankster streak in you must be corralled. Sorry, I'm like so itchy. And challenged before it gets into the further trouble. Suppress these impulses until you successfully engineer a shift away from this careless behavior. Such antics will cost you in the long run, even though they seem to amuse you at the moment. Ooh, that's weird. Okay, so there could be other energies, like I was saying, like this kind of like pushback, this lashing out at you energy. Okay, so there is like an energy, a trickster spirit that's around. So that could be also have to do with coyote. And what I also wrote down when I was channeling before was like racism in another culture or country. So there could be something about racism or prejudice that's from a different culture that you're used to. I don't know what that means for anybody, but there could be something like that of like there could be like a culture shock, right? Of like, oh damn, like I'm used to this type of racism or prejudice against these type of people or whatever, but now it looks different, or like it's acting different in a different group of people or something like that. That could be also significant. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, the devil in reverse. Okay, so yeah, you're unmasking people as well. You're unmasking these trickster energies as well. Yeah, it's like you're in a different environment of some sort, okay? Interesting. And then we have Kali, okay, in reverse with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, which is also, I mean, not in reverse, sorry, with the Knight of Pentacles clarifying. You are being advised to offer up your services to some project or enterprise in front of you. So there's something here about a project or enterprise that you need, your services needed somewhere. Because there's something that's masked under the surface. And if your skills are needed somewhere, I don't know for whoever this is, but with whatever project, whatever job, I don't know, something like that. It's like you need to go somewhere where you're uncomfortable to kind of unmask the people there that are not helping a situation. If that makes sense for anybody. It says, in this position, you are being advised to offer up your service to some project or enterprise in front of you. Your willing participation will make the difference between a marginal performance and a great one. Whew. The entire endeavor will be enhanced significantly by the resources you bring to it, and you will be blessed tenfold. Expect to supervise and guide the project as well as influence the outcome of events. Without you on board, the endeavor is just another good idea. Damn. Darn. So, yeah, and you're gonna get some fulfillment out of this, okay? That's the unexpected factor, is that it's going to be very fulfilling, even if it feels uncomfortable for everybody involved. Like, it's going to feel very just like, ugh. Like, that's the energy. That's why I was so confused, like, during this reading. Sorry, it's so dark. Let me get my light. That's why I was feeling so confused, because it's gonna feel real bad. It's gonna feel real weird. It's gonna feel weird as fuck. Okay? Hold on. Guys, we got the, oh shit. We got the light. And then there was light. Okay. Is that better? I don't know. You can see my face. At least you can see my face now. All right. Oh, you felt that? Yes. Let's go, Sylvie. But yeah, finally we're getting around to the fucking message. I was like so confused. I was like, what's going on here? I just feel like uncomfortable. Like I was saying, like today was just like such a weird energy. So anyway, um, yeah, yeah. And I feel like this just, it's not destructive. Okay, yeah, that's why Kali here is in reverse, because it's not necessarily destructive as people might perceive or think it is. Or you feel, maybe you're feeling like, oh God, I'm going to come in and just like wipe everything clean. But it's like, maybe that's what needs to happen. Or like, maybe that's what people are like silently praying for. And you're like, you know, you're just like coming in and like, if you fight, you will have to pay the price. So there's something that, yeah, you don't want to pay the price. You don't want to pay the price to have to fight for something that like maybe you didn't create. Okay, that could be like what's stopping you up, or what's taking you a long time to be like what is this? You know what I mean? How should I be of service to this? Or like da da da. You know what I mean? Because it's like I don't want to pay the price for all this shit going, you know, left. You know, I didn't even start this shit or something like that, right? But it says the unexpected factor is fulfillment. So I don't feel like you're actually you're going to get the reward, you know what I mean, of it, not the backlash. But it could feel like tense. Okay, I don't know. Let's see, fulfillment. Okay, that's the unexpected factor is fulfillment. The next full moon, the water full moon, guys, I keep forgetting. When did we say that was? Pisces? What, October, September, something like that. But anyway, fulfillment. Clarify fulfillment for Virgo. Alright, let's see what else. Ooh, okay, the Eight of Cups wants to come out. I saw the Lovers. Okay, Gemini, Scorpio. Then we have Leo out here. The Sun and the Three of Wands coming out. Wow. The Two of Cups at the bottom. Ooh. Then the Five of Wands behind that. I'm gonna put it back. Okay, hold on. Clarify fulfillment. Let's see. Ooh, the Temperance, Sagittarius energy, very strong. Sagittarius, Capricorn energy, really strong in this energy. Okay, in this reading. Also, Scorpio. Yeah, Scorpio. And Aquarius. Okay, Two of Cups still at the bottom of the deck with the Five of Wands and the Four of Wands behind it. I'm telling you, there's something here. It could be a partnership, it could be business or whatever, but it's really wanting your dedication. I don't know, something here. All right, so Temperance, clarifying fulfillment is actually beautiful. Okay, because you are going to be alchemizing them perfectly, regardless of what you think or could perceive around the situation as of right now. I feel like you don't necessarily, ooh. So fire and water, the elements fire and water could be very significant. And just because I'm saying that just because I see these triangles, I don't know if you can see them. It's like really hard. But you have the triangle in the middle of the angel here, and then the triangle over here that's upside down. It's like opposite. Okay, so I don't know. Something about opposite signs. Okay. That doesn't have to resonate, but it's just being drawn to it. Okay, and then let's see. What the fulfillment card wants to say. Where did it go? All right, fulfillment, Sagittarius energy, but then we have the water moon, Cancer, moon and Cancer. Cancer in the traditional ruling sign of motherhood, and this phase is the equivalent of bringing a healthy child into the world. You experience a sense of relief, pride, and protectiveness during this time. Moon in Scorpio. Now the desired emotional outcome has been achieved. The extreme nature of the sign can cause you to be overdramatic or sensitive about the whole issue. Moon in Pisces. This is a time of euphoria. Something that has been visualized has turned out to be true. In relationship matters, there is a danger of putting the loved one on too high of a pedestal. Temperance. So you're balancing out these energies. You're balancing out the energies of like, hold on. I'm finding it. I'm finding it. So, okay, so you're balancing out the energies, you're alchemizing what's going on, this dense energy, all right, with the moon, these people's fears who are like out, I don't know, I keep saying outlandish, outlash, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. But, um, you know what I mean? Like, lashing out at you, you're transforming all of that, transmuting all of that, you're finding the fulfillment within that. And then it's what's really interesting is that people are going to then want to put you on a pedestal, okay? But the thing about that, once you alchemize it and once it all kind of turns out and you know what I mean, everybody's done spinning around the room and you know, we're back on solid ground again, I feel like everybody's going to be like, whoa, it was you. Or like want to put you on a pedestal in some kind of way, right? All right. But then the thing about that is the wedding and card energy. Oh my God. There it goes. All right. We have the 22 here. The thing about that is then they're going to want you to conform to something. And it's like, whoa, wait a second, wait a second. Like, I just saved all our asses and now you want me to do, you know what I mean? I feel like there's some kind of energy like that, okay? Because these are the people who didn't make it through the portal necessarily or were able to do this alone, okay, for themselves. And then they were also judging you and how you were doing something until they saw, you know, the outcome and how it benefited them, right? So we have the wedding here. It says conforming behavior, keeping up appearances. So yeah, these are people who are going to want you to be adaptable to keeping up to their appearances and to their, you know, rigid restrictiveness, okay? Whatever that might look like. There could be some kind of marriage of convenience, okay? Doing something that's socially accepted. If this card is drawn, you will make the controversial choice or act in the way everyone expects. So yeah, there's something here where from then on people are going to expect you to act in that way or put you in that role. Okay? So that could be something about it as well, okay? Let's clarify. This could be a relationship. It doesn't have to be. It could be a contract. It could be a career, you know, thing. Okay, what else with wedding? So make sure you have your boundaries around that. Yeah, for some reason it's very heavy. Oh my God. Oh my. No. Okay. What is that? What is that emoji? We got like dancing. Okay. What else with wedding here? The Ace of Swords and Hermit. Oh my God. Virgo. Then the two swords. Virgo Libra energy. The Four of Wands underneath that. I want to get one, but it's like something here about you standing in your truth though. Virgo. You standing in your truth. Two Swords is also about gathering information. You could be silently gathering information here to figure out. You're very like calculative, you know, calculating. Whew, there goes the Two of Cups again when I cut the deck with the Four of Wands. There is some kind of like celebration though that's coming through with that. I'm sorry, this energy is like really dense. I'm trying to like figure it out. For some reason, it feels like so dense. Like when I was doing the Capricorn reading, it felt like very like fluid, you know? The Two of Swords here in this position advises that this may not be a good time to make a decision. Neither allow others to push you beyond your boundaries, nor permit yourself to act impulsively. You need to fully assess the situation or assimilate the situation before making any moves. Even if not having a solution as soon as you want causes tension. Have patience. There are circumstances in which action is better than non-action. This, however, is not one of them. Remain silent as much as possible and allow things to settle. A little meditation can help you achieve greater objectivity. So there's something here that you need to be really objective about and speak truthfully about and honestly about and very directly about, okay, when it comes to this situation, okay, because there is something here where the key is a new approach. The key is a new approach and getting everybody on board to that new approach, okay, and not you approaching something new and like saving everybody's ass and then everybody being like, okay, well, you have to do it this way, and it's like, no, right? So it's like something about boundaries, respect, okay, something like that. I'm gonna keep all three of them out here. All right, then we have respect coming through. I mean, respect. Interesting that I said that because it's sacrifice. Interesting. Okay, we have sacrifice. We have sacrifice coming through, which is the ideal outcome. Interesting. All right, number 18. Today is the 18th also. So, again, we were talking about yesterday in the reading, something about today. That's really weird. So, I don't know. Something about today, the 18th. The 18th of any month. It doesn't have to be today, but we were talking about that yesterday in the stream. Okay. Sacrifice or emotional extreme. In this card, if this card is drawn, you are prepared to lose everything for the sake of a particular cause or another person. Integrity is paramount to you regarding the issue. You will not be persuaded to change your mind. Oof. So yeah, again, you're not gonna be sacrificing your morals, ideals, or whatever whatever it is that keeps you in this hermit energy, like in this very sage-like energy. We have dogs barking outside. Okay. Sacrifice. So this has to do with respect, okay? You respect yourself too much to sacrifice these things about yourself, okay? And I feel like people are going to respect you, whatever this is. I don't know, for whoever this is meant to be for, people are going to respect you at the end of the day, okay? Especially if you play your cards right. No pun intended. Hey, thank you. Thanks for the follow, Millie P. 1702. Hello. All right, let's see. What's going on with sacrifice? Oh, you can't even see the cards. What's going on? I'm like, why can't you see the cards? Okay. Oops. Guys, why do the cards keep doing that? It's making me upset. Okay. I guess it wasn't that many. Because, I be finding, like, random cards, like, under my chair and shit like that. Like, randomly. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't even using the full deck. Okay. Alright. Sacrifice. Scorpio energy. Ooh. Five of Pentacles. Queen of Wands at the bottom. Taurus Saturn again. I believe that came out up here. Taurus Saturn? No. But Taurus energy. Again, you're not going to be abandoning yourself. You're not going to be abandoning yourself. It says, integrity is paramount to you regarding this issue. You will not be persuaded to change your mind. I feel like you're going to have like one or two people who are going to be, standing 10 toes down for you, okay, who are really going to respect the actions that you're going to take when you fully get to this understanding, or you fully like get to the point of like, all right, it's time for me to set these boundaries, to explain this in this way, or do this, or whatever it is that you decide, right? I feel like there are going to be people who are going to be behind you, but what I'm getting also with the Five of Pentacles is that you could need to leave a lot of people out in the cold. Okay, there is something very restrictive, okay, especially with prisoner being the actual outcome. Ugh. It's like something about how you shake something up here. It's really going to I feel like, what I'm getting is like, I feel like your energy is just wherever you go, you kind of like expand all the flaws within an area. And it's not to say that you're perfect, okay? It's just something about your energy. And people just start, shits just start swirling around, like a tornado. Like you're in the Wizard of Oz or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like, you could start to feel imprisoned in those areas or energies or spaces or workplaces or people or groups because they start to try to confine you in because they need to box in that light. You know what I mean? They need to imprison you in that light instead of letting it disperse into the the environment. So I don't know. This is your decision if you want to stay here and do that work, okay? Because it does say that there is going to be fulfillment for you after, okay? But right now it's dense, okay? What is the prisoner? What is the prisoner? Clarify the prisoner. Okay. Clarify the prisoner. The Hierophant. Oh my gosh. So I don't know. This could be law enforcement as well. I was getting that with the Knight of Pentacles because the Knight of Pentacles can also be it could also be read as police energy. It's usually the Knight of Swords, but it could also be read that way. Um, but yeah, the Hierophant is an institution, right? So these are people who are used to doing something a traditional way, um, a very calculated, orchestrated way. So this could also be, a medical institution as well. Okay. There could be something here that you are whistleblowing, okay, with the Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck and the Page of Wands, okay, about a medical industry, because that has to do with health. You could also be, uh, I'm hearing clearing the shelters, helping clear shelters or something like that sort. Okay, it could be pet shelters, human shelters. You could be volunteering your time there. Maybe that's what you're being led to do is spend more time in shelters or something like that. Like raise the vibrations in shelters and making sure that people are being treated right in some kind of environment. Or things are being treated right in a certain environment. If it doesn't have to do that, it could just be a company, a job, or something of that sort. Okay. Let's see the Hierophant. Guys, this reading is a lot. I don't know why, but it is. Okay, let's see. 26 here with the prisoner. It says, seeking escape from a situation, betrayal. Like the women in the image, you are not really trapped as you imagine. You can escape from constricting situations at any time. The open doors at the base of the image indicate that new paths are available to you. We have people talking outside. Sorry about that. But yeah, Pisces energy, Neptune energy. Okay, we're talking about Neptune energy. So yeah, there's energies that I feel like once you do this sacrifice, or not, oh my God, that came out weird. But once the sacrifice happens in some way, I feel like there's going to be people who are going to take that, I'm hearing sacrament, but they're going to take that sacrifice with you and move beyond whatever this institution is. There could be people who are leaving a, very established institution and joining your team and like following in your footsteps and like you are going to be their boss or something of that sort. Okay. That could also be a part of this. Okay. With prisoner, it's like actually you're the one who's like leading these people out, to a better place. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. Okay. Let's see. The Hierophant advises that you return to the role of a meticulous student. Learn everything you can about your chosen area. Let that knowledge become a part of you and an operative influence on your day to day awareness. In this way, you can slowly and steadily establish real credibility in your field or chosen subject. Mm. I feel like that's what you're doing. And you're getting to that point, right? Like, there's a lot of energies that are trying to, their last hurrah, their last little punch in, you know what I mean? But I feel like you're getting to that point where you are going to be established and credible and chosen in your field, okay, of study. Earn respect and recognition. And I said respect when I meant to say sacrifice. So earn respect and recognition by completing your education and broadening your experience. If you already have all the necessary experience you need, then rewrite your resume and so others can appreciate who you are and what you bring to a situation. Focus on your goals and be determined. You may be determined to be a master in your realm. So yeah, again with that, like people wanting to imprison your skills. Okay, even if you didn't get traditional like, education or whatever, I feel like there's something here about just the way that you go about doing something here that is just, it explains it for itself. You know what I mean? Something of that sort. Hmm. But whatever it is, your skills and talents are needed wherever this is, okay? And whoever these people are. Because the energy is chaotic as fuck. I don't know. You could feel like a little like crazy, okay, dealing with these energies as well. Let's see. There's also a sense of like these people who feel as though maybe you have felt like you have been inadequate in a certain way, but really it's like, no, you're like overqualified, okay? Even if it's not physically, right? Like you don't have the diploma, you don't have the doctorate or whatever, but it's like you're overqualified for something, okay? All right, let's see. Finally, we can get the closing messages. Finally. Virgo. Virgo, usually I don't feel this crazy in your energy. Usually I feel like crazy in like fire sign energy or water energy. Yeah, water energy, fire energy, I usually feel like, you know. But the earth signs, I usually feel like very calm and like not confused. All right, let's see. But we got there. Let's see. Closing messages for Virgo. Whew. All right, what is that? Chamomile, gentleness, relaxation, and sleep. Yeah. Again, we started out with that energy with recharge, okay, in the moon. So there's definitely something here about maybe drinking some chamomile tea, getting some better sleep, relaxation, spa, taking care of yourself, right? So you can move into this change positively, okay, even if it's very dense. All right, let's see what else. Give me one more. Whew, guys, I'm like, now I'm high. I was cold before I did this reading. Okay. Buds, new beginnings, expansion. I don't know. Yeah. I'm like always like moving it around. I'm like, I don't know. All right. Fruit, achievement, success at the bottom of the deck. Okay. We'll leave it at that. Should we read chamomile? 59. With this gentle energy and flavor, chamomile suggests that perhaps you need to slow down a bit. There's something in your life that is draining you or wearing you down, a relationship, a situation, and the chamomile card quietly reminds you that if you're in a state of exhaustion, you won't be able to do the work that you will be required in the future, neither at all or to the extent you'll need to. Chamomile invites you to take a pause, step away from your work, whatever kind it may be, and give your mind, body, and spirit time to find balance and equilibrium. Yeah, and I feel like that's how you're going to, you know, bud into this expansion, this new beginning, with whatever it is that's happening here. You know, however it's supposed to resonate for you, okay? Because recharge is very important. All right, it's been coming out the whole reading. Let's see. Let's get one of these. Close it out. Guys. I'm glad it resonated with you, Sylvie. I'm so glad that you came in to get the message organically. Thank you, BMF24. A lot of numbers. I just saw 111. I don't know who you people are, but thanks for being here. Hope you enjoy my readings. Okay. And if not, thanks for the follow. Anyway, all right, let's see. Let's get a closing message for Virgo. Sensuality, we have a fairy lover 48 at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Stone, spear, sword, and cauldron 62 with treasures. We were talking about the spear yesterday, I believe, in the reading. Because I was channeling Britney Spears, but I was like, it's not Britney Spears. All right, anyway. Oh. Okay, the mermaids and the selkies keep coming out. Somebody's very tapped in with the mermaids. And we kept getting that Ariel, like, Little Mermaid energy. So, I don't know. Somebody's, like, very tapped in with the mermaids, sirens, water, okay? The water mermaid spirits, something like that, okay? That's falling out. Morgana, the raven goddess. Number 6, we'll take it, okay? Let me just get... Anything else? Is there any other clear message? Fire. It's a jack-o'-lantern. Bottom of the deck, we have beginnings, the hag, initiator, number 5. Okay? So let's read all 3 of them, actually, because this energy has been wild, all right? So we got 6, 5, and 31. All right, so let's start at the bottom of the deck with the hag, the initiator, beginnings. So yeah, you're initiating something. Oh, it didn't resonate, but felt like, but did feel the powerful impact. Oh my god. Okay, well, either way, I'm glad you were here to witness that. Okay, so the hag is testing your readiness for change. Her presence signals the potential for significant shifts, especially in your business and professional life. New beginnings are possible, even if present circumstances are unpleasant. Over time, this unmasking of your identity will strip the veil that separates you from your true being. Welcoming her approach signals your readiness for a shift in destiny. If you embrace her across the threshold of your life, you may live a life quite different from what you can imagine now. When trouble arises, they may represent the presence of the hag. Artfully disguised, there is no way to prepare except to watch for her. She comes to test your nerve and willingness to live in a new way. Welcoming her signifies a ready and awakened consciousness. Having crossed the threshold of danger, many things and anything are possible. Ooh. Yeah, so something about a dowsing rod could be significant. Okay. Interesting. All right, number 6. I love that because there is a significant shift that's going on within this energy here. All right, then we have the Moragan, the raven goddess. You are approaching or are in the midst of rapid change. While the appearance of a goddess of war may appear sinister, she also clears the way for a new order once the chaos and confusion have passed. Yeah, so there's a lot of chaos and confusion in this reading. Because it was a lot for me to get through. It was like very dense energy. Following in her wake, you can quickly and even graciously rid yourself of attachments to material possessions, bankrupt relationships, and harmful or futile circumstances. This is what you're also transmuting and helping to do within your reality, whatever realities you're in. Great psychological and spiritual progress is possible. Yeah, I was getting ascension symptoms. So definitely people are feeling ascension symptoms. If you don't know what that means, look it up. Okay. Success depends on your conscious participation, as the changes now in progress are inevitable and you cannot change their course. However, by consciously observing and welcoming the changes, a new order may quickly appear, integrating remnants of your old life with new elements you never dreamed possible. Yes, so this is what is happening because of the ascension symptoms, because of the portal that we were going through. It felt really good. It felt like really nice. It was like, yay, hooray, Lionsgate portal. But then afterwards, it's like, oh, fuck. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Now the energies are like, just dense as fuck. You know what I mean? Because we got the people who made it through, we have the people who didn't make it through, you know what I mean, who's still learning these lessons and still going on their cycle of learning and being on their journey. And then we have other people who are like, hooray, but then like, oh, fuck, like, the energy is still dense as hell, but still needing to, get to this new reality, get to your integrating this old life into this new life, and etc., and all the pieces, you know what I mean? So once the chaos settles, you will feel lighter and more carefree. Do not worry, stay honest and clear and forgiving, and give others the opportunity to change on their own accord. Yes, so that is what's happening. I don't know, I feel good with this closing message. I feel like, it's making sense. It's making sense because the reading was like, I wanted to fucking hit myself in the face. Okay. We have Willie the Wisp, a jack-o'-lantern. Yo, I swear the other day when I was channeling, I wrote down Willie as well. Was it on this paper? Yo, I was wondering. I was like, what the fuck is Willie? Did I write it down? And then we had like Candy come through. Did I write it down? Oh my god. I don't remember, y'all, but I could have sworn I did. I don't know what that means or why it would be significant, but it's here. Okay, so we have your creativity and talents may be going astray. Are you undervaluing your talents and skills and therefore undermining your endeavors? Are you withholding your strengths, hoarding them, trivializing them, neglecting them, overlooking their potential, or not attending to their development? Are you supporting your talents through proper diet, exercise, and rest? So yes, this is Yo, shut the fuck up right now. Cause I just got a text. Yo, I just got a text from somebody who I was like, when I was talking about, you remember I was talking yesterday or like in a different live? I was like, oh, like I thought I was gonna be able to like do blah 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 XYZ with this person, but then they're acting weird. They just texted me. It were just like, hey, hey, bitch, what are you talking about? Anyway, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Anyway, unwind. Y'all are getting the silly me. I'm so sorry. You said OMG LOL. Wait, what is happening? The Lionsgate portal was a mess. Anyway, unwise or selfish use of creativity and talents bring misfortune, yet wise use of them brings peace of mind and contentment. Or, yeah. In seeking to develop your talent and how to better use them, it is sensible to seek guidance from those who have manifested their own gifts successfully and generously. Such guidance will inspire you because it is based on someone having already wrestled with the tensions of ambition and impatience, success and failure, giving and receiving, and the passions of resistance. Yeah, so that was coming through with ambition in the Capricorn reading, all right? Whew, guys, I feel like I get silly when there's like dense energy and I just like don't know what to do with it. I get like crazy. I just get like crazy. I don't know, because I don't know what to do with it. But maybe I'll go on a nice peaceful walk after this to calm down. Um, so that was the energy. I don't know. I love it. I think it was great. I think it's all culminating to something. I feel like once we get the Taurus energy in there, it'll resonate. Today was wild too. Today has been wild, bro. I'm telling you. Like first, I felt like really good when I did the Capricorn reading earlier today. I was like, yeah. But then also like somebody was like trying to get under my skin, get in there. They were trying to get in there, and I was like, oh god. And then, um and then I was starting to feel the ascension symptoms. So the ascension symptoms today have been kicking my fucking ass, bro. I literally like slept all day. Okay. I did some other things, but I basically slept. Okay. But and then the other day I was like sending the energies back because I was feeling this weird dense energy, and I was like in the shower. I was like, all right, let me cleanse this energy away and da da da. And so I was doing, that was the day, yeah, it was yesterday when I was doing my spa day and everything. I was in the shower and I was cleansing and I was like sending all the energy back. I was like transmuting it with the water and whatever, doing my thing. And my Gosha fucking broke into 3 pieces or like 4 pieces. It was like 3 or 4 pieces. And I had just used it. And like I tell you, I've had that Gosha stone. It's a jade Gosha stone. I don't know if you know what Gosha is, but it's like a thing for your face and to drain the lymphs in your face and all this stuff. But anyway, um I've had that stone for so long, and it's always in the shower on my little caddy and stuff like that. And literally when I was like transmuting the energy back, it like slipped out of the thing and fell and broke in the shower. And I was like, what? So the Gosha, I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, the Gosha. I was like, this has been in the shower for like a year, 2 years, and it's never fallen out of the caddy. It's never, you know what I mean? I've never dropped it. It's never broken. But as soon as I was in the water, transmitting the energy, I was like, what is this dense ass energy? And I was like, just send it away. Like, I don't know what's going on. And then it fell and broke, and I was like, fuck. I really like that. My Gosha. So, yeah. I don't know. I kept forgetting too. I remembered that earlier that I wanted to say it in the Capricorn reading, but I didn't. So maybe it's significant that I said it now. I don't know. Because I was like, why? Why did that happen? So I have to get a new Gosha stone. So, I was upset about it because I was like, God damn. I was just trying to send that negative energy away. But I guess, it had to go somewhere. And the stone absorbed whatever energy that was and was like shattering it or something like that. So I need to get rid of it. In a spiritually safe way because I don't want to like touch it anymore. But yeah. Do I feel like crystals are powerful enough to manifest things? I feel like crystals are very powerful conduits for helping during rituals or spell work or ceremonies. I use crystals when I'm doing ceremonies, um, and doing like cleansing, like just as protective amulets. You could also just like bless certain like objects or holy objects. I don't know, whatever, you know what I mean, that you believe in. You can also just like bless objects to, make a circle, like witches make a protective circle around them when they're doing witchcraft and all that kind of stuff. But um I personally, that's how I use crystals. I use crystals more as transmutive energies when I'm doing like spell work or some kind of ritual. Oh, thanks, Retro. Yeah, I'm sorry I broke too, but I'm glad that the negative energy was transmuted in some way. Yeah, exactly. And same with magic, that's the thing. I have a lot of selenite. Like selenite is one of my favorite stones. I have selenite all over. I also use it to cleanse um oop, other stones. God damn. Sorry. But I have multiple selenite bars, as you can see. I have from the tiny, tiny multiple to a large bar that I use when transmuting like lots of energy, or doing a hefty ritual, or just needing to sit it out in the sun and cleanse all my other you know stones, or in the moon, right? So I got this huge bar of selenite. It is real selenite, okay? As you can see, it has all the granulation of the crystal and everything like that. I bought it from this beautiful woman by the beach, and I was like, hell yeah, I need a huge stone like that. I need, a huge selenite bar to transmute all of my other crystals. So as you can see, I have like all my other crystals over here, but um, I use that big selenite to charge the other crystals, if that makes sense. But you don't have to have a huge selenite bar. You can just put them out in the sun or in the moon, whatever you're trying to charge your crystals with, and whatever like ceremony or ritual you're trying to do, basically, okay? I don't necessarily. I know like some Reiki healers that use crystals. You know what I mean? When they're doing Reiki to kind of like push the energy. They'll be like, okay, pushing the energy back, right, and doing some Reiki. That is really helpful as well. You can carry. I find carrying crystals are very beneficial to me to transmute energy, especially when I'm out in the world, just to stabilize myself a little bit more. I usually carry I either carry selenite, black obsidian, tourmaline, or some kind of like loving energy crystal. So like rose quartz or something of that sort. Um, if I'm like going out, or depending on where I'm going, right? That's what I'll do. I don't know if I'm answering the question. What did you say? What was the question? Oh, to manifest. So no, I don't necessarily use them to manifest. I use them as a tool, as part of a ritual, or as a tool to charge my other crystals, if that makes sense. Okay. Manifesting, no, but the thing about that is that I have had very interesting experience with working with moldavite, which is what I was telling you guys about, that very extraterrestrial stone, moldavite, which is very expensive and very transformative. I've never touched moldavite. I've looked at moldavite. I've had it as my background screen on my phone, and moldavite, I've seen its effects in my life. So you don't even need, I guess, moldavite or like a stone, really. You just kind of have to set the intention of allowing that energy to like pervade through your life or something of that sort. That's how I felt like moldavite worked for me. I was like too scared, honestly, once I was talking to different shop owners and crystal owners, when I went to different crystal shops and stuff like that, and we're looking at different moldavite pieces. It was like, um, sorry about that. Let me look. What was I talking? Yeah. So moldavite. I don't know. Something caused something. I don't really do spells, and it's not safe for me to practice them. So would crystals and written manifestations be a good replacement? Yes, writing is very good. Writing is very, very good. making vision boards, writing, burning the paper. If you want to release something, you can do um you can do that. I totally understand. I would not recommend doing spells, spell work, magic if you are not practiced or have other witches to help you along with that. I was lucky that I had a beautiful Polish woman help me with learning spells when I first started. But yeah, I would, or unless you ask your ancestors and like have a really deep relationship with them where you can get like messages on what to do safely. Yeah. But I don't necessarily recommend just starting doing spells and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like doing written manifestations, affirmations. I love High Frequency Guru on YouTube. That is a beautiful channel. She does great, beautiful work to help with subliminals manifestation, which you can also use those subliminals and write them down and say them every day or as frequently as you need to help with manifestation. And like I said, crystals are great to just like stabilize your energy for meditation sake, for, you know what I mean? Just to have something, right? Tactile, right? To hold on to, especially if you're speaking, you can get certain crystals that help with your, different chakras, things like that. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily manifestation, but it's definitely like calibrating your chakras, calibrating your energy to receive whatever you're manifesting, if that makes sense. You're also trying to get closer to your religion. Okay. Good luck with that. Obviously, studying, reading is the best way to do that. And practicing. A long time ago, when I first found you on here, you taught me about mugwort, and I slept with some under my pillow. You have so much knowledge. I appreciate. Oh, thanks, Retro. Yeah, mugwort is great. I love mugwort. Oh my gosh. And it's a beautiful plant considering it also has great spiritual protective properties to it, and it's very potent. It's a very potent plant that banishes negative energy very easily. So it's a very amazing, it's an amazing plant to use to smudge and cleanse your space, to cleanse yourself, anything. And it grows like a wild weed. It's basically considered a weed everywhere in the U.S. So if you can find it on the roadways, on the side of the road, wherever in the forest or whatever, like take it. It's definitely free for the taking. And it's better than buying white sage or Palo Santo or any of that kind of stuff from like the store or whatever, because those plants are endangered. Okay, and so mugwort is great. Great, it grows everywhere, and it's a lot of it, and it grows very tall, very fast, because it's a weed. And you can cut it down and dry it out in the sun. You can bake it on a really low temperature in the oven and dry it out, and then bundle it together and make smudge sticks. I do it all the time. It's the best thing. I just have this last of the black sage over here, so I've been using the black sage, and then somebody bought me a bunch of Palo Santo sticks, and they suck, honestly. But that was the last of those that I have. So, but I'm usually using mugwort and stuff like that. Do you feel more protected if you wear an evil eye jewelry versus if you have a protective stone with you? I always wear my evil eye jewelry whenever I go out into the world. So, and I do. I feel very, very protected, especially if I'm going to be traveling. Okay, so I definitely, it's not just necessarily from people, but it's also from like being travel and travel spirits and stuff like that. I've felt very, 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 very protected whenever I've been on planes, and I've been strapped down. I'm telling you, when I get on planes and shit, when I'm traveling, I'm strapped down head to toe, bro. Like I got my bracelets on, it's on around my neck, it's in my luggage, it's in my pants pocket, it's in everything. Like it's strapped down when I'm traveling. So yeah. I never feel unsafe when I'm traveling, um, because of the things that I do for that as well. So yeah, I would say evil eye jewelry, protective jewelry, for me in my experience has been very, very amazing, helpful, comforting to have. So there are multiple different kinds, I guess, that you can get. what am I trying to say? There's multiple different protective, I guess, amulets that could feel fortifying for you. Okay, so that really depends. I mean, yeah, evil eye is definitely great to make jealousy, slander, gossip go blind and be reflected from you, but it's also really great to protect you from any kind of like harm that is being sent, like chaos magic. Excuse me. I've noticed one time, and this happened this year actually. I was with somebody that I was with, and it was just a sign, another sign of why I was not supposed to be in that relationship. But I noticed that that one time I was with that person, and we were about to go somewhere, and I was like I was feeling very conflicted about like, oh, what should we do? Like, and I knew like a snowstorm was coming that night, and I was like, oh, and I was supposed to be driving like 2 hours, and I was like, oh my God, like when should I leave? And so I was feeling really indecisive, and we're walking outside, and I didn't have my, evil eye jewelry or any kind of protective jewelry or, stones on me. And I was feeling like weird and bogged down and just like very conflicted, right? And we are about to step off of the corner. We're in New York City, mind you. And we're about to step off of the corner, and this car, so where the person lived was near a fire station. So the we're at like an intersection, and we're about to step off the corner, and a fire truck comes through, but the light where the fire truck is going through is red. So the fire truck is like zooming through this red light, doesn't stop or anything, but you can hear the sirens, right? But it's New York, so you can't really see where the fuck the fire truck's coming from. So the fire truck's like coming, zooming through a red light, and this car, like literally in front of us, like as we're stepping off of the fucking, like, bro, like crashes into the fire truck. But the fire truck is going so fast that the fire truck like blows through the intersection, and the car just like is there, like hit the fire truck, like hit the car and kept going. And then the guy in the car like opens the doors, like falling out of the car, and we're like, holy shit, like what the fuck? Like we were about to step off the corner, and like I was like, I like got down on my knees. I was like, oh my God. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Like near death experience. We're just like standing there shocked, like stunned, like everybody's like, whoa, what the fuck? Like the fire truck just like hit this car and kept going. You know what I mean? I was like, holy moly. But that was like one of the times, and I'm just saying this because that was one of the times I didn't have any of my protective like jewelry or stones on me and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, I need to be strapped down from now on. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, anyway, I'm just saying, so I feel like it is powerful. I feel like, it works for me, but, it could look different. You can maybe carry an ankh, or I don't know, a sun sigil or something like that. It could be different, but I definitely feel like if you put a heavy intention behind it, like this is protecting me, like this is keeping me safe, like this is transmuting negative energies or gossipy or slander or whatever that's being projected my way, jealousy, envy, all that kind of stuff, you know, I feel like it works, honestly. So that's my opinion. Hey, Carrot Cake 5542, what's up? Hello. Thanks for being here. Ooh, yeah, I mean magic is, so I want to practice non-sus stuff instead. Yeah, I mean, I would say magic has its levels, okay? It has its levels. Like, I've been a part of rituals with other witches where I don't want to do that. I'm like more of a solitary witch. Like I don't like doing rituals with other people necessarily. But at the time when I was doing it, like rituals with other witches, I was also learning. But and I learned that I also don't want to do rituals with other witches because you never know like what their intentions truly are. Especially if you're not like in a pact with them or in like, some kind of coven or whatever. And I was not. I've never been. So I've never been in a coven or any kind of like weird shit like that. So, I mean, no offense, no offense to anybody, but I'm just saying I've never been in a part of anything like that. But, I would say there's levels to it, right? So when I do like magic or my rituals, it's for me. It's it's solely for me, you know what I mean? I've never done a love spell. I've never done a come back to me spell. I've never done a um as far as I've gone is like a money spell, you know what I mean? Travel spells, you know what I mean, to make sure I'm safe, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't do other shit like that, you know, like voodoo and all that kind of stuff. Like I know people who I've been around certain people who are learning voodoo and that kind of stuff and stuff like that, and I'm not. It's not something that feels good to my soul. So I mean, if it doesn't feel good to your soul, don't do it. You know, like I've never been interested in doing any kind of voodoo doll, like kind of stuff like that. So yeah, just do what feels like good for you. I can't really tell you what's like safe or not sus, okay? Because I feel like depending on, who you are and where you come from, anything could feel sus or less sus than one or the other. So, um, but yeah, that's a little bit about me. I've done candle magic. Candle magic is pretty renowned, I feel like. I feel like that's pretty accepted. I feel like you can go into churches and there's candles lit. You know what I mean? Like candle magic, I feel like is, and that again, it has to do with your intention. You know what I mean? Not like, oh, I hope something bad happens to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, you can do like a candle magic. Pray over a candle, light a candle every day, or I feel like a lot of religions, use candle magic. So I would say that's a non-sus avenue of magic or practicing or getting into a habit of um, working with certain energies. Okay. Um, so yeah, I've been kind of gaslit my others to thinking I'm in the wrong for not practicing dark stuff. Oh, geez. Okay. Wow. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've definitely been ostracized by people for not being a dark witch, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I've had them attack me. So, and I'm like, listen, don't attack me for not being a dark witch. Like, you know? So, yeah. Yeah. I've had dark witches be like, "Oh, you're not a dark witch. What the fuck? Get out of here." And then attack me. And I'm like, "What?" just to be like "Oh, let's test this bitch," you know? And I'm like, "Listen, I wasn't I have nothing wrong with you being a dark witch or a warlock or whatever the fuck you are. You know what I mean? I have no problem." You said, "Wait a minute, attack you in what way?" Listen, this is a long story, okay? It happened like 2 years. I had to freeze a bitch, I swear. After I froze that bitch, no problems. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, y'all. I had to close my window. Um, no, so yeah, I just got like, what is that song? Smack a bitch today. Rico Nasty. um, you said LMAO. Yeah, so she was attacking me with her like little bitch coven or whatever the fuck. And the witch that was teaching me how to do spell work at the time was like, yeah, she's definitely demonic or whatever. Like, she's attacking you, da da da. And I was like, yeah, I know this bitch is attacking me because I can fucking see the demon jumping out of her. Like, anyway. So basically, I was trying to be all like nice and transmute the energy and just like work with my guides and be like, guys, like, protect me and just like, da da da, like send the energy back. And so, but eventually it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I have to freeze her. Like, so I put her in a jar and I froze her. I'm being honest. Okay. So that's part of, I guess, a spell that you could do, especially if you have people attacking you. But, um, oh, I didn't say what way. So basically, it was like a gang stalking situation. Um, and she was like stealing, this has happened to me multiple times, but she was stealing some of my work and having people like attack me basically and gang stalk me. And so I froze her so that she could not have access to my energy um anymore. So, yeah. I put her in a jar, froze her. She's still frozen as far as I can say. You can freeze somebody for as long as you need to. Um just keep it in the freezer, away from shit that you eat and stuff. And just keep it in the freezer for as long as you need. You can eventually throw it away if you want to, or you can just keep it there forever. But Lilo from Lilo and Stitch practiced voodoo? And the new one? Oh no, I remember she had that little doll. Yo. Yeah. So I mean it really depends. And there's different types of voodoo. There's different types of like Santeria, voodoo, hoodoo, um, where they were in different practices where they use like dolls and stuff like that. Um, people also like worship certain deities, and have statues of them or whatever, and memorabilia and stuff like that. I personally don't subscribe to that. As far as you can see on my altar here, I have like birds. I have a lot of birds. So we have like these birds here. I have this okahana or oricana flute. So a lot of bird energy. We also have like a Mayan totem behind here, back here. And then some elephants. We also got the Buddha, the Buddha. I remember when I got this Buddha, my dad hated it. He was like, Buddha? Oh, you're a Buddhist? And I was like, relax. We also got the salamander here. Okay. It's from Puerto Rico. But these elephants are my grandmother's. I have a lot of elephants, birds, animals, shit like that. You know, right? I got animals. I don't got like deities and shit. And she also put her friends in a jar. Oh my god. And shook it and said, "My friend needs to be punished." Oh my goodness. Well, I don't be doing that. I just be like I'm saying, the magic that I do is protective magic. Like, and very much down to earth. I use earth elements, and I don't call on any kind of demons, deities, really ever. Some of them will come to me. Some of them will come to me. Like I've had Lilith, had Hecate come to me. I'm pretty sure I've had other, entities and deities come to me, but I don't praise them, or dedicate, my prayers to them. The only, well, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to say, I dedicate my prayers to like the archangels and the sun gods, the Thunderbird, obviously, and Black Mother Earth for source. So that's what I believe in. I believe God is Black Mother. So that's why I call God is Black Mother. So, um, I've done a freezer spell before, and boy, did it piss the guy off. I loved, damn. Oh, I loved every minute of it. Oh yeah, yeah. Freezer spells work for real. They do. They do. And ever since, I had not have a problem with that bitch. I swear to you on my life. Which I probably shouldn't do, but I'm just saying. Retro just coming here with the snaps. Yeah. So, but I feel like this is good conversation to have like at the end of a Virgo reading, just because, it is about your safety. It is about your safety and your health, right? Like spiritual health and hygiene. Um, but yeah, I don't like pray to anybody, like any deities specifically, right? So, um or believe. I'm not like a Satanist either. So, I've met Satanists. I've met, I don't want to say like good or bad, you know what I mean? But I've met Satanists who are just, believe in their own power. And then I've met other Satanists who take it to, like a ritual. Like I've been to Satanist holidays. Like I've, unbeknownst to me, that it was like a holiday created by Satanists. So I've been to like Satanist holiday celebrations, which seem pretty like cool on the surface. You know what I mean? It's just a bunch of people hanging out. playing music, just chilling, stuff like that. But I was like, I don't know, I'm not a Satanist though. So I was like, I don't know, guys. Okay. Oh, Hokate, I think I'd love to have a conversation with her. I had been told before that at one point she was around me, but not sure about it. No, sorry, Moonflower. I cannot give you a reading right now. I'm about to get off. I need to cook my dinner. So I'm about I'm about to leave. I'm so sorry. But thanks for hanging out and asking questions. Um, yeah. I hope you get to experience Hekate in a healthy, gratifying way for you, Sylvie. Um, yeah. I'll come back possibly tomorrow, possibly Wednesday with the Taurus check-in, and then I don't know, I was thinking doing water or fire next. So, we'll see. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night. Thanks for checking in. Um, yeah, have a good night. Peace.